I guess. Um, I consider myself to be a spiritual person, and I know that with the beginning, there's also an end. There's a lot of people who believe the end of the world is coming. Like Jesus is gonna rapture people up, and we're going to tribulation and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's a belief many evangelical Christians have. That's fine. And for a long time, I haven't really done any videos like speaking on evangelical Christians because, I've known folks that were. I went to one of those schools, Victory Christian, and I know that for a lot of them, it's not. It's not like racism and stuff, and I get that. And I know there's also people who, um, it, it's an escape. It's like we're losing. We have to respect gay people. We have to respect transgender people. So we'll just escape into the Bible. We'll escape into the Word and leave the reality behind. It's an escape. And I get that. And I don't even have a problem with that. Some people have comic books. Some people have entertainment, movies. There's people who get into. There's people who can give you the whole roster of like the '87 Bulls and stuff. Like there's people that can do that out here. Real talk. So I don't have a problem with that. I want to speak on Pat Robinson's video that I made yesterday when I was yesterday, where I spoke about Pat Robinson saying that he believed that there would be chaos and there'd be civil unrest. If you like Trump and you want to vote for Trump because you want tax cuts or whatever, it is what it is. I can't change your mind. If you like Trump because you're scared about crime and violence, I can't change your mind. But if you're literally voting for a president hoping that he brings about the end of the world and that he causes chaos, then you're deeply sick. You want to destabilize society, basically. Which, that's what Trump is. Trump is a divider. I know that. I've spoken on that before. He's a divider. But I've never heard a Christian or anybody else openly say that, hey, let's vote for him so there will be chaos. Like I haven't heard that yet. And that's a little bit shocking and it's sad because what it's saying to me, those Christians who believe that, they're just like suicide bombers. They're no different than the terrorists. I mean, they have these infidel tattoos and stuff. You see that shit all the time. But in the end, you're no different. You know the difference? America is a warmongering state, and America has the power to do a lot of damage at any time to anybody for any reason. Those countries in the Middle East are very poor, don't have the ability to reach out and touch somebody. What we learned with Trump is that the International Criminal Court is just for poor people. That's for poor African countries, fucking niggas in the bush, basically, who want to go out and kill a couple million of their own people. Okay, we got to investigate this. Send them to the Hague. But that when it comes to, the big boys, the white shoe boys, what I like to call them, the law doesn't apply to them. That's what the Trump era has shown me more than anything, is that rich white men don't live under the same laws as everybody else. They don't. And it's like white people want you to know that now. Like when I was a kid, if I was white folks would be like, that's not true. But it's like now it's like they they want you to know that like that Central Park lady that was like, I'm gonna call the police and tell them that you attacked me, and he's got her on camera. And basically to show him, you can record this. I'm gonna show you what side the police are on. Because that woman says the police that he beat me, and them cops roll up, blue lights, going sirens, when they jump out that car and run towards him, anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's anything. Any kind of cop get up there, and he could be dead. He could be stomped. They could choke him to death. Anything for something very minor. It's a lie, and she get away with it. She got away with it. So I just believe Pat Robertson's comments show a massive shift in Christian politics. I think that if you're a person that wants the end of the world to happen, you're sick. And it also speaks to just that American jingoistic arrogance. You know what I mean? That climate change. I'm going to tell you something. Look, we're watching conservatives shift gears. I told you about Ben Shapiro saying that he thinks the Derek Chauvin officer should be punished. That's shocking for a conservative to say about a cop. That's a shock. That's something new, okay? And he said it was wrong. A conservative said this. I've told you guys about, it's another guy. He's a gay, very well-known commenter on the conservative right. The right is shifting gears. We have to shift gears with them. And they're using new tactics now. I completely expect in the next 10 years to see a Christian come out and say, you know what? Climate change is real. But this is the end of the world. And so climate change is a part of going towards the end of the world. Because with conservatives, Christians, everything they do is buying time. Like, I remember before the pandemic, when it first started back in March, there was a guy I read on the internet that said that survival sports. He said that before the end of this is over with, we're going to have socialized medicine. It's a conservative board, which is to say that he's talking to his peers. They know the only way to deal with the emergencies like this is comprehensive programs, such as socialized medicine. They know that. But they'll bullshit and play around and it's communism, it's this, it's that, it's the other. And he's telling you this thing is going to get bad or has a possibility of getting bad. It didn't get as bad as I thought. And the only way to handle it is socialized medicine. So it tells you that they know these things. It's not a discussion about right or wrong. It's about buying time and preventing democracy from flourishing. That is the mind of the conservative. It's like what Michael Brooks was talking about when he was talking about like building hospitals in the South and federalism and the federal government getting more involved, like in the 50s and the 40s and all that. And he was talking about how if they start building hospitals and letting black people in and this and that, here was a New Deal. He was talking about how black people were kept out of it. And he was saying how if Southerners see that, we're finished. Which is to say, if people see what federal government service can be, how far we can do things to better people's lives, we're finished. Because for Southerners, their whole rationale and narrative is simply, racism, gay bashing. Like, that's all they've got. I was reading something today on some conservative shit I stumbled across. And they were talking about Obama's speech. He's talking about Trump. And people were like, talking about his gay boyfriend. I'm just like, wow. The man ain't been president in 4 years. And you're still talking about this conspiracy theory about him being a homosexual. Even if he was, who cares? Trump downplayed a pandemic for 3 months and did nothing. Trump had people attempt to conspire to kidnap a state governor, and then Trump justified it. Who cares about who Obama gets in bed with? Like, this is all they've got. It's all they've got. It's hatred and racism and gay. That's all they've got. And I've said it before on here. That's not enough. I think that they know they're losing, and so they're crowding into religion. They're filing back. They're filing back into religion. That's all they've got left. Thanks for listening.